March 2, 1945. Somewhere over Nazi Germany, 25,500 feet. The Mosquito's engines drone through frozen air as pilot Steven Simpson circles in darkness. Below him, 3 OSS agents crouch in a German forest, clutching a device the size of a coffee can. They're 200 miles behind enemy lines. No backup, no extraction plan, and they're about to do something that should be impossible. Simpson checks his instruments. 30,000 feet up, flying a holding pattern over occupied territory where a single radar ping means certain death. He's waiting for a signal that conventional radio technology says cannot exist. Then it happens. A voice crackles through his headset. Crystal clear, no static, no Morse code. Plain English. From an agent standing in the heart of the Third Reich, talking to an airplane 6 miles above him, using frequencies the Germans don't even know exist. Bobby reporting. Panzer Division moving east. 70 tanks. Coordinates as follows. By March 1945, over 50 Joan-Eleanor missions have penetrated Germany's inner defenses. The intelligence flowing from these impossible conversations is guiding Allied bomber strikes, exposing German troop movements, and saving thousands of American lives. The Germans have no idea how the Allies know their every move. Their best radio detection equipment is useless. But here's what makes this moment extraordinary. 3 years earlier, the man who created this technology had never built a spy device in his life. He was a chemist who made floor polish. The military establishment told him his ideas were illegal, insane, and violations of the Geneva Convention. Senior officers tried to shut down his laboratory. What they didn't know was that his crazy inventions would help liberate at least 2,000 Allied prisoners from German camps, provide intelligence that saved the Anzio beachhead and its 50,000 troops, and create gadgets still used by CIA operatives today. This is the story of Stanley Lovell, a 51-year-old chemist with zero military experience who built America's most secret weapons lab, survived bureaucratic warfare that nearly destroyed him, and created spy technology so advanced that the enemy never figured out how it worked. Summer 1942. Washington, D.C. America has a catastrophic spy problem. After Pearl Harbor, the United States military command faces a terrifying reality. They're fighting a two-front war with almost no intelligence capability. The FBI handles domestic counterintelligence. The military has no centralized espionage agency, no spy gadgets, no secret weapons, no covert operations infrastructure. When OSS agents parachute into occupied France, they're carrying equipment that's laughably inadequate. British radios that weigh 40 pounds and take 15 minutes to set up, giving German direction-finding trucks plenty of time to triangulate their position and arrest them. Weapons that look exactly like weapons. Explosives that look exactly like explosives. Suicide pills that are, well, just pills. The casualty rate is devastating. OSS operatives Gordon, Grasso, and Miceli are killed by German mortars while providing cover for French forces. Agents are being captured before they can even transmit their first message. Every conventional solution has failed. The British have a head start. Their special operations executive has been developing spy gadgets since 1939. But even with British help, American agents are dying at an alarming rate. The equipment isn't sophisticated enough. The training takes too long. And every radio transmission is a death sentence because the Germans can track the signal. General William Wild Bill Donovan, head of the newly formed Office of Strategic Services, understands the math. Without better spy technology, the OSS can't function. Without the OSS, Allied commanders are flying blind. Without intelligence, the invasion of Europe will be a massacre. Military procurement follows standard procedures. Submit requests through proper channels. Wait 6 months for committee approval. Contract with established defense manufacturers. But established defense manufacturers don't make concealed knives, exploding flour, or radios disguised as cigarette packs. Donovan needs someone who thinks differently. Someone who isn't constrained by military protocol or bound by impossible. Someone who can invent devices that don't exist, yet to solve problems nobody's encountered before. Expert consensus is unanimous. It can't be done. The Geneva Convention prohibits certain weapons. Military regulations forbid unauthorized equipment modifications. Defense contractors won't touch projects that violate established safety protocols. The stakes couldn't be higher. By June 1942, the OSS is planning operations in North Africa, Italy, and eventually France. Thousands of agents will need equipment. Donovan calculates that without a technological advantage, the OSS will suffer 60 to 70% casualty rates. At those numbers, covert operations become unsustainable. He makes a radical decision. He's going to find someone who has never worked in intelligence, has no military experience, and doesn't know what's impossible because nobody's told him yet. Donovan calls a meeting with Vannevar Bush, head of the National Defense Research Committee. "I need a scientist," Donovan says, "who can solve problems that don't have solutions. Someone who can make a bomb look like a biscuit, a radio that fits in a fountain pen, and a pistol that fires through a glove." Bush has the perfect candidate. "There's a chemist in Boston," he says. "Stanley Lovell, industrial biochemist, holds 70 patents, makes chemical compounds for a living. Does he have any intelligence experience?" Donovan asks. "None whatsoever." "Perfect. Get him here." June 1942. Stanley Lovell's office, Boston. Stanley Platt Lovell is 51 years old, president of the Lovell Chemical Company, and has absolutely no qualifications for what's about to happen. He's a chemist. He makes industrial compounds, floor polish, cleaning solutions, legitimate products for legitimate businesses. He's never built a weapon, never worked for the military, never even considered intelligence work. When he receives the telegram from Washington, he assumes it's a mistake. But 2 days later, Lovell sits across from General William Donovan in a nondescript government office. Donovan doesn't waste time with pleasantries. "Professor Lovell, I need you to head a new department. Research and development for the Office of Strategic Services. We need devices that don't exist, weapons that don't look like weapons, poisons that taste like candy, radios that Germans can't detect." Lovell stares at him. "General, I'm a chemist. I make commercial products. I don't know anything about spy equipment." "That's exactly why I want you," Donovan replies. "Everyone else is constrained by what they think is possible. You don't have those limitations. You don't know what can't be done. I wouldn't even know where to start." Donovan leans forward. "Have you read Sherlock Holmes?" The question catches Lovell off guard. "Of course. Professor Moriarty, the villain, evil genius, devious mind, creates impossible schemes that shouldn't work, but do." Donovan pulls out a file folder 2 inches thick. "That's what I need. A Professor Moriarty who works for us." It's insane. Lovell has a successful business, a comfortable life, zero reason to upend everything for a government job that sounds like science fiction. But something in Donovan's pitch resonates. Maybe it's the challenge. Maybe it's patriotism. Maybe it's the realization that conventional thinking has failed and someone needs to try unconventional solutions. "What kind of timeline are we talking about?" Lovell asks. "Agents deploy in 4 months. They need working equipment by then. 4 months to design, prototype, test, and manufacture spy devices that don't exist." "That's right." Lovell makes his decision. "I'll do it, but I need complete autonomy. No military oversight. No committee approvals. If you want the impossible, I can't have bureaucrats telling me what's impossible." Donovan extends his hand. "Done. Welcome to the OSS, Professor Moriarty." The moment of insight comes 3 weeks later when Lovell tours a British SOE facility and sees their spy gadgets. They're clever, but not clever enough. The Brits are still thinking like engineers. Make the device work, then try to conceal it. Lovell realizes the approach is backwards. The concealment is the device. A bomb shouldn't look like a bomb with camouflage. It should look exactly like flour, so convincingly that Japanese guards will let you carry it through checkpoints. That single insight changes everything. August 1942. Congressional Country Club, Maryland. Lovell's first order of business is finding a laboratory. He needs space for chemical experiments, weapons testing, and prototype manufacturing, all under absolute secrecy. His solution is audacious. He commandeers the Congressional Country Club. 400 acres of golf course and clubhouse, seized for military use. Wealthy members who paid thousands for memberships watch in horror as scientists replace their putting greens with explosives testing ranges. Congress is furious. Donovan doesn't care. The secret workshop Lovell builds is unlike anything in military history. No uniforms, no chain of command, no military protocol. He recruits chemists, engineers, inventors. Even Hollywood actress Hedy Lamarr consults on distraction devices. The average age is 27. Most have zero military experience. They call themselves Division 19, the Department of Dirty Tricks. First project, the Beano Grenade. Standard military grenades require pulling a pin and throwing before they explode seconds later, giving enemies time to throw them back. American soldiers need a grenade that explodes on impact. 24-year-old Al Polson leads the design. The problem? Impact grenades are temperamental. Too sensitive, they blow up in your hand. Too stable, they become duds. Polson's solution is radical. Make it shaped like a baseball. Americans grow up throwing baseballs. The ergonomics are instinctive. Pack it with TNT, twice the explosive force of standard grenades, and design it to stun first, then send steel fragments into internal organs. The first test is promising. The second test is catastrophic. The grenade detonates in the thrower's hand, killing him instantly. The failure rate is 10%. The Beano is killing more Americans than enemies. But Lovell doesn't shut down the program. He refines it, improves the fusing mechanism, adjusts the sensitivity. Eventually, they get it right. Next, the umbrella gun. A functioning firearm concealed inside an ordinary umbrella. Put it against someone's kidney and bam, it's gone, Polson explains. If you don't have a kidney, you're gone. Then comes Aunt Jemima, explosive compound disguised as pancake flour. So convincing that OSS agents bake it into actual bread and smuggle it through Japanese checkpoints to Chinese resistance fighters. Guards inspect it, even taste it. They wave the agents through, never realizing they're carrying enough explosives to destroy a locomotive. The glove pistol, the pen gun, the L-pill cyanide capsules flavored like almond butter, invisible ink, booby-trapped furniture, the heady distraction device that emits an ear-piercing shriek when dropped in a metal trash can, and the most ambitious project, Joan-Eleanor, a VHF radio system using frequencies so high that German detection equipment can't monitor them. Handheld transmitter for the agent. Airborne receiver for the pilot. Plain speech instead of Morse code. Real-time communication from deep behind enemy lines. It's brilliant. Revolutionary. Completely unprecedented. It's also completely illegal. October 1942. Joint Chiefs of Staff meeting, Pentagon. The trouble starts when Lovell decides to demonstrate his inventions to military leadership. General Donovan arranges a presentation before the Joint Chiefs of Staff, 2-star and 3-star generals, the highest levels of military command. Lovell brings his latest creation, the heady distraction device, named after actress Hedy Lamarr. Gentlemen, Lovell begins, covert operatives need diversions. This device creates a sudden, startling noise. He drops the Hedy into a metal wastepaper basket. The acoustics of the Pentagon conference room amplify the sound far beyond his expectations. The shriek is deafening, a piercing, inhuman wail that sounds like industrial machinery tearing itself apart. Chaos erupts instantly. I saw 2 and 3-star generals clawing and climbing to get through the room's single door, Donovan recalls later. Senior officers, men who've commanded divisions in combat, panic like startled civilians, shoving each other in their desperation to escape. When silence finally returns, the generals stand in the hallway, ears ringing, dignity shattered. They glare at Lovell with undisguised hostility. Donovan pulls him aside. Professor Moriarty, we overdid that one, I think. The Joint Chiefs never invite Lovell back. But the real confrontation comes when Lovell's plans leak to the Army's Judge Advocate General, the military's top legal officer. December 1942. War Department Legal Review. This is unacceptable, the JAG colonel declares, slamming Lovell's equipment catalog on the conference table. Half these devices violate the Geneva Convention. Concealed weapons, poison gas, assassination tools. You're proposing war crimes. Lovell stands his ground. We're fighting an enemy that uses concentration camps and conducts medical experiments on prisoners. You're concerned about etiquette. I'm concerned about international law. The colonel snaps. When American soldiers are captured with these devices, the enemy will be justified in executing them as unlawful combatants. The room erupts in heated argument. Military lawyers cite precedents. Lovell argues that conventional equipment gets agents killed. An Army procurement officer interrupts. Furthermore, none of these devices have been tested under military protocols. You're putting untested equipment in the field. Because military testing takes 18 months, Lovell fires back. Our agents don't have 18 months. They have weeks. The procurement officer's face reddens. Then they'll have to make do with standard issue equipment like every other soldier. Standard issue equipment gets spies arrested in 48 hours, Lovell says coldly. I've seen the casualty reports. Have you? A general pounds the table. This entire operation is unsanctioned. Division 19 bypasses every established protocol. You've commandeered military facilities without authorization. With General Donovan's authorization, Lovell interrupts. Donovan doesn't have authority to exempt you from military law. The arguments grow louder. Officers talk over each other. Someone threatens to shut down Division 19 entirely. Another demands Lovell's immediate removal. Then the door opens. General William Wild Bill Donovan enters the room. Conversations cease instantly. Donovan surveys the assembled officers with the expression of a man who's led troops under fire and has no patience for peacetime bureaucracy. Gentlemen, he says quietly, I've heard the objections. Legal concerns. Safety protocols. Geneva Convention considerations. He pauses. Here's what I know. 3 weeks ago, Professor Lovell's Joan-Eleanor radio system made contact with agents in the Netherlands at 30,000 feet. Those agents provided targeting data that allowed our bombers to destroy a German ammunition depot. The resulting explosion killed an estimated 400 enemy soldiers and destroyed supplies meant for 2 panzer divisions. The room is silent. Last month, OSS operatives smuggled Aunt Jemima explosives through Japanese lines in China. Chinese resistance fighters used that flour to destroy 11 locomotives and derail a troop transport carrying 2,000 enemy soldiers. Donovan's voice hardens. So while you debate whether Professor Lovell's methods are proper, his improper methods are winning battles. He looks directly at the JAG colonel. The operations continue. Division 19 continues. Anyone who interferes will answer to me personally. Understood. No one speaks. Good. Dismissed. If you're enjoying this story of innovation against impossible odds, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We've got dozens more stories of maverick heroes who changed history. November 22nd, 1944. RAF Watton, England. 11:47 p.m. Pilot Stephen Simpson climbs into his de Havilland Mosquito and runs through pre-flight checks. Tonight's mission is designated Red Stocking, OSS code for Joan-Eleanor operations. His target, the occupied Netherlands. His objective, establish radio contact with Agent Bobby, an OSS operative embedded deep in German-held territory. At 30,000 feet, Simpson enters his holding pattern and activates the Eleanor receiver. For 3 minutes, nothing. Then, Bobby to Eleanor. Do you read? The voice is crystal clear. No static. No interference. Simpson's wire recorder captures every word as the agent transmits intelligence on German troop movements, artillery positions, and supply routes. Total transmission time, for minutes. The Germans never detected. The Joan-Eleanor system becomes operational across occupied Europe throughout late 1944 and early 1945. From November 1944 through March 1945, the 654th Bombardment Squadron flies 30 Joan-Eleanor missions from RAF 1. After the system transfers to RAF Harrington on March 13, 1945, the 492nd Bomb Group flies an additional 10 missions. 51 total missions. Hundreds of intelligence transmissions. 0 compromised agents due to radio detection. The data flowing from these operations changes Allied strategy. On March 12 to 13, 1945, a Mosquito at 25,500 feet near Berlin establishes contact with agents dropped just 10 days earlier. Their intelligence reveals German defensive positions around Berlin, allowing Allied commanders to adjust their assault plans and avoid heavily fortified sectors. But Joan-Eleanor is just one success among dozens. Operation Bingo, Rome, early 1944. OSS operative Peter Tompkins and his team establish Radio Vittoria, transmitting from inside German-occupied Rome. The intelligence they provide, German troop strength, artillery positions, supply routes, is credited by the U.S. Army with saving the Anzio beachhead and its 50,000 American and British troops from German counterattack. Tompkins is equipped with Lovell's innovations, concealed radio equipment, invisible ink for written messages, L-pill cyanide capsules in case of capture. The technology keeps him alive and operational for months. The Simcall operation, Northern Italy, 1943 to 1944. Joint OSS British SAS operation, using Lovell's gadgets helps exfiltrate at least 2,000 Allied POWs who escaped from Italian prison camps after Italy's surrender. OSS operatives, equipped with concealed weapons and communication devices, coordinate rescue operations by air, land, and sea. Without Joan-Eleanor radio coordination and Lovell spy equipment, most of these prisoners would have been recaptured by German forces. Jedburgh teams, France, post-D-Day 1944. Three-man teams, one American, one British, one French, parachute into occupied France after D-Day. Their mission: coordinate resistance activities, identify targets for airstrikes, disrupt German communications. They're equipped with Lovell's technology, lightweight radios, plastic explosives disguised as ordinary materials, weapons that don't look like weapons. The Special Air Service reports 400 targets identified for air attack, more than 12,500 enemy casualties, 640 vehicles destroyed, 164 railway cuts, and 33 derailments. While some casualty figures may be exaggerated, the operational impact is undeniable. German reinforcements are delayed, supply lines disrupted, and Allied advance accelerated. Lovell's gadgets make these operations possible. Enemy reaction: German intelligence reports, 1944 to 1945. Captured German documents reveal their confusion and frustration. Allied agents are operating with equipment German intelligence can't explain. Radios that their direction-finding equipment can't locate. Explosives that pass through security checkpoints. Weapons that don't appear on body searches. A German counterintelligence officer writes in a March 1945 report, "Allied spy technology has surpassed our detection capabilities. We intercept no transmissions, yet their intelligence is precise and current. Either they have discovered new frequencies beyond our monitoring range, or they have agents inside our highest headquarters. They never figure out Joan-Eleanor operates in the VHF band their equipment can't monitor. Kill ratios and lives saved. The numbers." The OSS directly credits Division 19's technology with saving the Anzio beachhead, 50,000 Allied troops, rescuing escaped POWs in Italy, at least 2,000 prisoners, successful intelligence missions, 51 Joan-Eleanor operations with 0 agent losses due to radio detection, Jedburgh operations, 12,500 enemy casualties, massive logistical disruption. But the broader impact is harder to quantify. How many Allied lives are saved because bombers strike the right targets? How many German ambushes are avoided because agents provide advance warning? How many operations succeed because commanders have accurate intelligence instead of operating blind? Conservative estimates suggest Division 19's technology directly or indirectly saves tens of thousands of Allied lives. Veteran testimonial, 1946. After the war, an anonymous OSS agent writes to Stanley Lovell, "Professor, you'll never know all the men who came home because of your inventions. We were outnumbered, outgunned, surrounded by enemies who wanted us dead. Your gadgets gave us an edge. That radio kept me alive in Germany. That concealed knife saved my life in France. I'm writing this letter, raising my children, growing old with my wife, because of you. Because you built things that shouldn't have been possible. Thank you for bringing us home." Lovell keeps the letter in his desk drawer for the rest of his life. The story gets even more incredible. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next episode about the secret weapons that won the Cold War. Post-war, September 1945. When World War II ends, the OSS is officially disbanded. President Harry Truman creates the Central Intelligence Group, which soon becomes the Central Intelligence Agency. Stanley Lovell expects to return to his chemical company in Boston and resume making floor polish. Instead, he receives a request from the CIA. They want his expertise for one more assignment: help establish their technical services staff, the permanent version of Division 19. In 1953, the CIA Technical Services Staff is formally established under Lovell's successor, Sidney Gottlieb. The organization continues developing spy technology using Lovell's principles: Concealment is everything. Conventional thinking doesn't work, and impossible is just a starting point. The numbers tell the story of Division 19's impact. Over 2,000 Allied POWs rescued using OSS equipment and intelligence. 51 successful Joan-Eleanor missions without a single agent compromised by radio detection. 50,000 troops at Anzio saved by intelligence from OSS operatives using Lovell's gear. Hundreds of patents for spy devices, many still classified. Modern intelligence services still use technology descended from Lovell's innovations. Concealed communications equipment. Weapons that don't look like weapons. Chemical compounds for espionage operations. The fundamental principles of spy gadget design that Lovell established remain relevant 80 years later. German intelligence officers, interrogated after the war, admit they never solved the mystery of Allied spy equipment. "We captured their agents," one officer states, "but we never understood their technology. By the time we reverse-engineered one device, they had moved on to something more advanced." The humble hero, Stanley Lovell, 1946 to 1964. Lovell returns to civilian life and becomes president of the Lovell Chemical Company. He never grants interviews about his wartime work, never seeks publicity or recognition, never claims credit for Division 19's achievements. In 1964, he finally writes a memoir titled Of Spies and Stratagems, providing a rare glimpse into the secret world of OSS research and development. The book is technical, understated, almost boring, exactly like Lovell himself. General William Donovan, in a letter to Lovell after the war, writes, "You proved that one man with unconventional ideas could accomplish more than 1,000 men following conventional procedures. You saved lives by refusing to accept limitations. The OSS succeeded because you made the impossible possible." But perhaps the most telling detail about Stanley Lovell is this. After the war, when Hollywood producers approach him about making a movie about Division 19, he refuses. "No dramatic reenactments. No glorification. No fame. I was just a chemist who solved problems," he tells them. "Just a chemist who saved thousands of lives, revolutionized intelligence technology, and proved that one unconventional thinker could change the course of history." Sometimes the most dangerous thing you can do is think like everyone else. The heroes who change the world are the ones who refuse to accept impossible as an answer.